Hey, what's up everyone? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here with a collaboration video for you guys. This is something a little bit different. This is not my usual content because in this video, we're going to be going over favorite animals. Now, I have always been an animal lover. Some of you may not know that. Some of you may already know that if you know me well enough. I mean, if my mom was still here, she could very well tell you that when I was younger, my favorite place ever to go was the zoo. And I'll admit, I still like the zoo. So yeah, I still love animals to this day. So I am here with a special guest, RJ, my good friend RJ. Now, some of you might not know who RJ is. So this is someone who has commented on the channel before. He has a channel of his own. He doesn't upload a whole lot. He's actually local to me. He actually lives in the same town as me, basically. So maybe at some point, someday, me and him will do an in-person collab. Maybe we'll do something fun. So either way, I'm here with RJ, and we're going to be going over our favorite animals. So I have about 7 animals selected, and that's what we'll go over here. 7 animals for each of us. Not too long, not too short, so we're going to go over 7 of them. I could do a top 10, but I do have a few honorable mentions. One honorable mention I'd say is sharks. I really do like sharks. Sharks are really cool creatures. Probably one of my favorite sea animals. I could also say turtles is an honorable mention. I do like turtles. So yeah, those are just a few honorable mentions, but yeah, I can go down the list of all the animals that I like. I mean, there's not really many animals that I dislike. I think without further ado, I'll let RJ go first. So take it away, RJ.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's RJ. I'm here this afternoon with Zach D Productions. And I'm here today to help talk about my 7 favorite animals. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so my favorite animals are a little bit odd, but I would say my first top 3 favorite animals would be cats, dogs, and blue jay birds. Now, blue jay birds are considered to be really lucky. They tend to be confirmations of something positive that you ask for. So it varies where you find these animals at. So also another animal that I like the most are cats and dogs. Now, cats, for example, I like them because of how smooth they are. The fur typically brings me comfort and peace, so that's why I enjoy those types of animals. Of course, I'm also a dog lover too. I don't own any dogs, but I like dogs because they are also funny and they are also adorable animals. Call their names, they come running, they like to play, wag their tails, whatnot. Dogs also tend to be good protectors too. Just the fact that they run around and wag their tail and they're just really social, that's what I like about dogs. So there's my first top 3. 4th animal that I'm a fan of, I would say, is dolphins. I don't really know much about dolphins, but all I can say is that besides swimming out in the ocean, they seem like they're really friendly, down-to-earth, social creatures. And now I'm not just saying that because of Free Willy. But yeah, dolphins are definitely a big favorite of mine. So number 5. Another one of my favorite animals are penguins. And no, to those of you who follow sports, it's not because of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm talking because penguins are typically also really funny. They're also really friendly and adorable to look at a zoo or in any type of videos that you're watching on a YouTube channel. So that is also why I enjoy dolphins. Now for the last two animals, I'm not exactly sure if I can think of any other animals, but I would maybe say I'm also a fan of fish. I enjoy looking at fish in aquariums and such because, you know, I enjoy the way they swim, the way they move their mouths and everything. So I just think that fish are also really cool. As for the last animal, I'm going to say that I enjoy ferrets. So, in case anybody isn't familiar with what a ferret is, they are typically long, almost sort of like, I don't know if I want to say lemurs, but they're a lot slimmer than cats are. They're also really smooth. These animals also really friendly, like to play, super expensive to buy. The best way I could describe them is like they're like cats, but only they're slimmer and they're not as wide. So they can get up on two legs, and if I'm not mistaken, they can also like walk on all fours as well. They're also really fun animals. I got to pet one a couple times, but yeah. So I would say those are my top 7 animals that I enjoy, and feel free to like and subscribe to Zach D Productions. It was fun doing this video with you, and hopefully we can do this again.
All right, so for my number 7 pick, I'm going to go with birds. Now, I know that's sort of a broad one because it's not like I'm being specific here. Like I'm not just saying penguin or owl or whatever. So there's actually a few on this list that are going to be like that. They're going to be more broad like that, not as specific. But I do like birds, though. There's not really any bird that I dislike. You know, I do like penguins. I do like owls. Owls might actually be my favorite bird, actually. I'm not sure what it is about owls that I like. And I do like eagles as well. So yeah, birds are really cool. I do like birds. We actually have an aviary that is close to downtown Pittsburgh. So I'll have to go back and revisit that at some point because it's been years since I've been there. I do like birds quite a bit. So birds is my number 7 pick. I'm going to go with dogs. Now, I'm sure dogs would be a lot of people's favorite animals. I'm sure that dogs would make a lot of people's top 5 or maybe even top 10 when we're talking favorite animals. I will say, if I had to narrow this list down to a top 3, dogs would definitely not be on there. If you know me well enough, I'm actually more of a cat person than a dog person, which we will talk about cats soon here. But I still like dogs nonetheless, even though I do like cats more. I actually did have a dog growing up, a German Shepherd. So yeah, I do like German Shepherd dogs. I do like Golden Retrievers. Golden Retrievers might actually be my favorite dog. You know, they're very loyal and everything, so can't go wrong, right? So yeah, and they make good pets. I actually worked for an elderly lady one time who had a Golden Retriever, and you know, I really liked that dog, and I was really sad to hear when he passed. So yeah, I do like dogs. So yeah, dogs would probably come in for me at number 6. So for my number 5, I'm going to go with rabbits and bunnies. Yeah, so I've always liked rabbits for the longest time. Definitely one of my favorites. Probably my favorite rodent. I believe bunnies are classified as a rodent, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't know. I do like bunnies, though. I mean, I've never had one for a pet. I mean, I know that there's people that do have them as pets, obviously. I do like bunnies for the most part. So, yeah, rabbits and bunnies would probably come in for me at number 5. So number 4 for me, I'm going to go with lizards. I do love lizards. Again, like with bunnies, I never had one for a pet, but I'm not sure if they do make good pets or not. I think some people might say that they do. Like, obviously, I know there's people that do have lizards as pets, whether it's iguanas or bearded dragons. I do like those lizards, though. They're very cool. And, of course, chameleons. Those are very fascinating creatures. Yeah, but I do like lizards, whether we're talking about the iguanas, bearded dragons, or, like, salamanders. Yeah, I like all lizards. So lizards would probably come in for me at number 4. So for my number 3 pick, this might come off as a surprise to some people because I know there's some people that really don't like this animal. Some people just don't like it just because they're not safe to be around. And yeah, probably for the most part, they're not the safest animals to be around. But at number 3, I have alligators and crocodiles. Now, I'm going to combine these two together because I know a lot of people don't know the difference between alligators and crocodiles. I believe one of the main differences between alligators and crocodiles is I think alligators have a more rectangular snout, while crocodiles' snouts are more triangular. So, yeah, I think that's one of the big differences that, you can tell the difference between alligators and crocodiles. But obviously, I do like both. But yeah, I just think alligators and crocodiles, they're really cool, really fascinating creatures. So, yeah, alligators and crocodiles would probably be my number 3 choice. Okay, so for number 2, some of you probably knew that this animal would make the list. I'm sure some of you knew right away. If you know me well enough, this animal had to make the list. Cats. A lot of you may know that I do love cats. I mean, I don't ever recall a time where I have ever lived in a house where there wasn't cats. So cats I grew up with ever since I was born. Again, there was never a time where there wasn't cats where I lived. So I grew up with cats and I always loved cats. And yeah, they're just very loving animals. And I'll never forget my first time ever experiencing the loss of a cat when I was a child. That really did break me, and I'll never forget that time, the first time ever losing a pet. So, yeah, that was really sad for me, of course. So, we've had a lot of cats over the years, and I continue to be a cat lover to this day. I still love hanging out with the cats and everything. So cats you can never go wrong with. I love all sorts of cats, whether it's the tuxedo cats or the orange cats. Even though I don't think, besides when I was younger, I don't think I've ever had an orange cat. I don't think. Not that I recall, but we've had a lot of cats over the years. So, yeah. Can't go wrong with cats for sure. So cats, easy for me. They had to make the list. Cats are coming in at number 2. So for my number 1, some of you might have had an idea that this would be on the list as well. But at number 1, I got to go with dinosaurs, which I know is kind of another broad one. Now, do you really want to count dinosaurs as one of my favorite animals since they are extinct? I mean, they count as an animal, right? So I decided to put dinosaurs on the list. Again, doesn't matter what dinosaur, I do like all dinosaurs. Of course, you can't go wrong with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I know there's theories out there that the T-Rex actually had feathers, which is pretty cool. And of course, there's, paintings and images out there of what the T-Rex could have looked like if it had feathers. I heard something that, like, the very early Tyrannosauruses had feathers. I don't know, that whole theory is very interesting to me. Of course, I do like Stegosauruses. Whether we're talking about the carnivore or the herbivore dinosaurs, I do like them all. The Triceratops, Brachiosaurus, of course, the Carnotaurus, a very vicious dinosaur. That's also very cool looking as well. Velociraptor. So, yeah, can't go wrong with dinosaurs. Of course, very fascinating creatures. And yeah, if they were still around today, obviously, there would be a lot of complications. I mean, just watch the Jurassic World movies to see for yourself, just to get an idea of what it would be like to live with dinosaurs if they were alive today. So, I mean, it does make sense to why they're not alive today, because it just wouldn't have worked, obviously, again, with the complications and everything. So, but I do love dinosaurs nonetheless. I do like learning about them and everything. Speaking of dinosaurs, I'll have to actually make another trip down to the museum, which I do believe that the museum here is actually one of the best museums ever in America. At least that's what I've heard. But yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, because we do have a very nice museum. So yeah, very cool. I do like dinosaurs a lot. So dinosaurs, I got to go with them for number one. So thank you all for watching this video. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite animals? You can name a top 5, a top 10, or you can name 7, just like me and RJ did. So feel free to let me know what you think. What did you think of our picks? Feel free to let me know in the comments. So on that note, thanks for watching. Have a good one.